What's going on, squad? It's Cooper Troy here. Gameforge has released patch notes for the upcoming new raids in Swords of Legends Online, so I figured we would kind of take a look at these patch notes. It's not a super big patch. It's kind of the similar size as the last several patches we've received. There are some buffs and some minor changes and some additions, so let's go ahead and take a look. First, of course, is there are two new raids coming in this patch. We have the ruins of Nuowu and Ice Worlds, and they have a teaser trailer here, so let's take a look. It looks like a Reaper tech character. Oh, they both look pretty cool. It looks like there was like the ice spear coming out of the um, frozen crystal thing. I don't know. Both bosses look pretty sweet. So looking first here, Ice World. This will be located in the Bashian Plateau, and as the other raids, it's a 10 to 20 man raid. And easy mode will unlock on the 29th, and normal will actually unlock tomorrow, which is Thursday the 26th. And for recommended gear levels, actually, normal mode has a recommended eye level of 65, which I think is in line with the horror and the waves raids. Those are the other single boss raids that we have in the game currently. So I really hope these present a pretty difficult challenge. I'm excited to see what comes from these. And the other one is the Ruins raid, and same thing. This is going to release Sunday for easy mode and Thursday the 26th for normal. And this raid is going to be located pretty close to the Raging Rivers dungeon instance, which is in the what's it called, Shanghuai grasslands. So yep, keep an eye out for that. And yeah, this one has the Reaper like boss, and the Ice World has this warrior looking guy, and I think they both look pretty badass, so I can't wait to see what they're about. Moving on to a little bit more miscellaneous things. For the open world content, mentors, they're adding a change where tradable gear, you can now trade level 60 gear amongst yourselves, and or between like your mentors and mentees, I guess. And they're changing the way that the time passes buff works, and this will apply differently depending on the level of your character. If you're still in the process of leveling, you get a 5% increase experience buff. But if you're already at the end game and you're max level, then the mentee will receive 100 points of their pet understanding, which is basically the parchment requirement to level up to craft either item level 60 gear or item level 75 gear. So this 100 points is just a little boost to help level those new characters up to the level 75 gear. Next we have the items, and this earring socketing is where your soul force comes into play, and it looks like we're getting a buff to the solid ice rune and rolling waves for like these are the damage dealing soul forces. So seeing this increased by 300% is a pretty clear indication that they just did not come anywhere close to the power of break formation, which is the third soul force that a lot of DPS players are using. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the one everyone levels up first. So seeing this 300% buff is, we'll have to play around with it a little bit more. It might be worthwhile to actually invest some more points in either solid ice or rolling waves, because I think most people at this point are just dumping everything into break formation. So I'm not sure on the math on that, but when you see 300% increase, you have to think that it's going to be pretty noticeable. So over the course of a long fight, I imagine Solid Ice and Rolling Waves will actually maybe start to pull ahead. But again, I'm not entirely sure on the math for that. Next, we have two new recipes coming into play. We have the Exquisite Squirrel Mandarin Fish, and this is a um, magic power, physical strength, and then crit rating or crit damage. Um, so seems like a pretty good all around food. And then we also get the Exquisite Fairy Tofu, which is a healing food, but it also has a ton of mastery. So if your class is obsessed with mastery, like I think many of them are, this still will be a very good option for you. But looking at the numbers, unless you are a healer, I think most people would probably want this squirrel mandarin fish, just because everyone is going to use either magic power or physical strength, and also crit hit and damage is definitely still going to be beneficial. There's just a lot more stats that are going to be useful for your class than just mastery. So both are pretty good recipes, I would say. But I think that kind of sums up what's in this patch. A lot of these other little notes are just miscellaneous items for the summer event and just kind of mentioning when it ends and such. And there's some bug fixes. So overall, that's kind of what's going to be in this patch. We got a couple new recipes, a buff to Soulforces for DPS players, and also the two new raids. So I want to hear what you guys think about the current state of Swords of Legends. I'm really interested because I keep seeing people say that this game is either dying out, and I tend to agree slightly but also disagree in some aspects. So I'm just curious to see what the rest of the community might think. So let me know down in the comments below. But I'm Goober Troy, and I want to say thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy this patch, enjoy the raid content, and remember to squad up and have fun.